Yes, I know there's some people out there that were trying to pass around something to make it seem like Warner Brothers instructed James Gunn to cut down Superman to like an hour and 44 or an hour and a half. Oh, I got that tagged to me by, that lovely side of the fandom because, they think that they really want that to happen. So we got Jimmy Guns responding to people and, answering questions and everything. And of course, doing the thing that he does. And the first thing, of course, what does he get asked? Matt Reeves, The Batman Part B. Is Matt Reeves still directing The Batman Part 2? And he's like, yes? Huh? And it's just like one of those things because I know not too long ago there was a website that I never heard of that people were passing around saying that Matt Reeves is not directing anymore because I forgot what the website, the official website where they pulled a screenshot that shows productions, things that are going to be in production. And usually you have a director's name listed right there. And apparently Matt Reeves' name was not listed underneath the Batman Part 2 anymore. And I went, okay, but I don't think that holds a lot of weight. Who knows? Maybe it does. But I think if Matt Reeves is definitely going to not direct the Batman Part 2, they're just not going to do the Batman Part 2. And then of course he talked about Supergirl. James, I want to hear from you with this news just to confirm, has Supergirl really wrapped filming? Yes, it has. We already knew that. We saw the, saw the screenshot and everything. The question is, when are we going to see Amelia Alcock in that suit? Then we have, how close is the film to being done? 90%? Superman? Oh, more than that. Just finishing some VFX and the sound mix. So Superman is almost done, almost complete, and with time to spare. Plenty of time to do the VFX, plenty of time to do everything. Yes, I know there's some people out there that were trying to pass around something to make it seem like Warner Brothers instructed James Gunn to cut down Superman to like an hour and 44 or an hour and a half. Oh, I got that tagged to me by, that lovely side of the fandom because, they think that they really want that to happen. They want that to happen because it happened over here. So instead of, the messaging that we were trying to put when it came to the Snyder Cut movement to prevent studios from doing that whole thing again where they try to fuck up a filmmaker's vision. These guys want it to happen. Even though we fought to try to not have that happen again, they want it to happen to James Gunn because they are fucking hypocrites. It's so ridiculous. It's like you guys did not have the messaging. You guys are just spoiled brats now at this point. It pisses me off because I'm like, yeah, I get it. You don't like James Gunn, but you really want what happened before to happen with him. That's ridiculous. So you don't care about AFSP. You don't care about what was the messaging when it came to Snyder Cut. You're just a spoiled brat that wanted, this is what I want my movie. Shut the, I hate that shit. And then talked about Peacemaker. So the edit's done. How's it going with the Peacemaker episodes you directed? Yes, it's what's called latched, meaning it's basically latched, but I'll move cuts around here and there as VFX or music comes in, etc. I finished all the Peacemaker episodes other than VFX and some score and some DI and sound mixing. So that's what's happening with Peacemaker. And then there was one thing too. So when it comes to the Kent Farm and his Superman, obviously it's a little different. We saw the outside. We saw what it looked like. Didn't look like the traditional Kent Farm. So James Gunn wanted to add a different kind of flavor to it. He said, our house in Superman is a converted double-wide trailer. I wanted his upbringing to reflect more closely to the Missouri farmers I was raised around. So yeah. So James Gunn was born, or he was brought up in St. Louis, Missouri kind of area and blah, blah, blah. So apparently, I don't know, I guess when it came to a lot of some of the farm places around there was talks about a double wide or whatever the hell. But naturally, this was part of the discourse too, where people were just losing their minds over this. And I'm just kind of going like, okay, wait a minute. Okay, I'm just like one of those guys where I'm going, okay, I'm never one of those, it needs to be comic accurate. It needs to be comic accurate. No, it doesn't. It doesn't need to be comic accurate. It could have some subtle changes. Now, if it gets a little too crazy, then I'm like, yeah. But I mean, now all of a sudden I'm seeing comic accurate. And then I'm going, why? And then I'm like, well, they expected that from Zach. Again, being petty and doing that whole thing. So now it's our turn to be the assholes. And I'm like, why are you going to be doing that? Why not be the better person? You're just not. Be like, all right, Well, that's what he's doing, but of course, that's too much to ask for when it comes to all this.